Madume, molweni, sanibonani, ma-Afrika mahle. Guys, I'm releasing this video exactly on the 16th of December. And we know in South Africa, the 16th of December is called Reconciliation Day. That's how it's officially known. But when you grew up, you knew they said Dingane Day. But now it's called the Reconciliation Day. So for years, some of us have been writing about this day. So I thought it would be good for us to just have some discussion on this matter of reconciliation. More so this now, there's a day that is dedicated to reconciliation. Right. So now if you understand the concept of reconciliation, it's about two people or two groupings reconciling whatever differences they may have or they may have had, right? I think that's the understanding of reconciliation that we all have, right? Then if we move from that premise that reconciliation is about bringing together the two groupings, then we must now begin to ask the question, who must reconcile with who? Right? It's a point of departure. Who must reconcile with who? In our case, in South Africa. Right? Then one would say, okay, it's white, Europeans, colonizers, invaders, right? Because that's how they came to be, to come to South Africa, right? They invaded, they colonized us. So on one side, it is them. The other side is the natives, us, black people, right? Supposed to reconcile. Okay, it's fine. The question is, why? The other question for us, why are we reconciling? Why are we reconciling? What is it that made us fight? So that now we need to reconcile. What differences are we reconciling? Right. Then the proper account of history will be these ones, the invaders, the Europeans, the white community. They came to Africa, invaded Africa, killed natives, dispossessed the natives of their land, and cattle and all of that, right? Therefore rendering the natives laborers and slaves, right? Because now Africans have been denied their land and the means of production and the means of survival, right? So for Africans to survive now, they had to work for the Europeans, the colonizers who conquered the land, right? That's a proper account of history, right? Then we agreed that's the proper account of history. Okay. So now after all those atrocities that were committed by the invading group, because they committed atrocities, killed people, raped people, because there's a reason why apartheid was declared crime against humanity. You cannot just declare it crime against humanity for nice reasons, just because you want it to sound nice. No. Because they committed atrocities. They reduced black people or the natives into animals, into status below that of a human being. Right. So now fast forward. Come 1994 and all of that. So now we say, okay, reconciliation and reconciling. But now, how do we reconcile? What is the process of reconciliation? The one who invaded, the one who wronged the other, is it not supposed to come to the native? Say, okay, look, I'm sorry. We did 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But not just say we're sorry. See, there should be reparations. Return what you took from the natives. Right? And those supposed to be the basis of reconciling. Because you came to my space, invaded my space, killed my people, took away from them, rendered them slaves. Right? So one who themselves must reconcile. The first step should be you must return what you took. as a sign that we want reconciliation, right? But that has not happened. That has not happened. Majority of Africans, which are a majority in terms of the population, are still landless. About 80% of black people are landless. The land is owned by the few. Less than 10% of the population are the ones who owns the majority of the land. Can you make that make sense to me? If you say must reconcile, you cannot. Because there's conditions that existed under colonialism and apartheid are still in place. Structurally, apartheid and colonialism remains in place. You see? So now you cannot begin to talk about reconciliation without addressing those things first. You cannot tell me reconciliation is about black people, integrating the few black people into the system, right? Just to make it look nice, Okay, you can take your children to the former Model C schools, blah, 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 and all of that. That's nonsense. That's not reconciliation. That's not what the struggle against colonialism was about. It was not about integration. Anyway, if we are really honest about reconciliation, why is it the only one-way movement? Why is it only African or the natives who are going to the suburbs? Why aren't we seeing the whites coming to the township to live there? Because if you say that to talk about that reconciliation, it should be a two-way street, right? It cannot be just a one-way street, whereby the Africans, the natives, are the ones who are now joining the whites in the suburbs, but we're not seeing the whites coming to join the Africans in the townships. By the way, the very same township that was created by the very same invaders, conquerors, why are they not coming to live in the township? Then means we are being sold a lie. We are being sold a lie here. So there can never be any reconciliation without justice. It should be justice first, then reconciliation. Because now, putting reconciliation first means justice has suffered. It means the perpetuation of the system, of the very same unjust system, still continues. That's what they call neo-colonialism. That's what is happening right now. So we are being sold a lie. We are being sent to sleep here about this reconciliation. As black African people, the natives, we've got nothing to celebrate. We've got no reconciliation to be celebrating. Forget about the few being co-opted into the system. That's how the system works. That's why I've got what we call the house Negroes. That's how the system works. It incorporates or integrates the few so it can appear to be working. But for the few, what about the majority who are still languishing in poverty, landless? Because we as Africans, the land, we are off the land. You see, so if you take the land from us, then we are lifeless. Land gives life to African people. So denying them the land, you are denying them life. You see, so this reconciliation is nonsense. It's just an ideological fog that is meant to send us to sleep. It's one of those mind-numbing nonsense that we're being fed. It should be justice before we can talk about the reconciliation. And justice means the return of what was stolen. Return back to African people, natives, what was taken from them. Then we can begin to talk about reconciliation. And we're talking about reconciliation on equal footings, on a scale that is balanced. You see. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning into the channel. Please continue supporting the channel. Please share this video on social media platforms. It can be Twitter, Facebook, whatever social media platforms you're using. Please share it. Those who have not subscribed, at the bottom of this video there's a subscribe option. Please do subscribe, so each time I release a video, then you can be able to view that video. And let's engage. Tell me, what do you think? What do you make of this reconciliation story? Thank you very much, guys. Msedi Khanya Makhanya.